Hey, we're back.
Hello.
It's us. We're
We
here.
return. Hello.
We got
A wild
pictures for
game
you.
has appeared.
Mm-hmm.
Dungeons and/or
Some
Dragons
fancy,
shall
fancy
occur.
art.
I ended up
Done
having
by
to
our
pivot.
illustrious Raven.
Yay, artwork. Let's see it.
Show the art.
This is
Right.
kind of like a D&D expectations and D&D reality.
Yep.
So I did a quick re-render of the original drawing for everyone based
Love
on
it.
today's game.
This
Aww.
is expectations. Looking shiny, looking great,
Mm-hmm.
flourishing, wonderful.
That's
And-
Doing magic. The sparkles are happening.
Love it. And this is what actually happened. That's our day.
Yeah,
That's how
that
today's been
is
going.
accurate.
Yeah.
And the
I
reality.
like the bar. I like that
Yes.
you drew him as the bar.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
I just realized. I thought you were doing that as Sir
Sir
Godfrey, but
Godfrey.
that's Kangar because he's
That's
got
Kangar.
the body.
Yeah.
Oh
He's
yeah.
got the body.
He's,
Body
Hot
yaddy
dogs
yaddy.
on.
yeah, he's got a choke me daddy buddy. That's how he got me.
Good.
Kangar the Strangler.
Only if you're
Oh my.
only if you ask nice.
Excellent.
Yep.
And with that horror, we left off the with the
I was also
the
going to
party.
show
Oh.
the one of Ugna.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
That one's
Oh, yeah.
gorgeous.
I missed this one. I never saw
Oh.
this one.
Nope, I
Oh,
can't
nice.
show it. It didn't download, so I can't
Oh
get
dang.
it. Man,
Hey,
It is on your Twitter and mine though.
it is.
So
I
if you
can
go check out the social
grab
media.
it, but our cameras will go down briefly because that's a new thing Discord is doing. So
Oh
be
no.
prepared for our cameras to cut out briefly.
What is Discord doing? Like if you switch tabs, it like
If you switch
Pauses
tabs,
the
it
screen or
blanks out.
something?
I think because people have probably switched tabs to porn, and then they're like, "Oh, now we can't show porn on our
Right.
site." So we'll just make it so nobody can see any other
God.
media.
Why?
Okay, cool. I
Okay,
got the file, and we should be back.
nice.
So epic,
Some serious
so
ooganing.
good.
That's amazing.
Aboleth,
Also, just
the
to make sure I
ooganing.
understood, I was supposed to go look at porn while you were doing that, right?
Yeah,
While
yeah.
Cameras were on? Nice.
Yeah,
Just want to make sure I got the brief.
good,
So everybody knows.
I already had my tabs open.
good.
I don't know why you weren't more prepared.
Sorry, I know I should prep.
I'll be like, okay, everybody's got 30 seconds. Go.
All right. All right, enough of these shenanigans. Fetid, you were flown back in bird form to report
yeah, they
on
seem
these
like legit
strange fisher people.
As far as I can tell, anyway.
Cool.
So Captain Ulf will shrug, and since you're the ones who saved the ship from the Aboleth, he'll trust in that and go, all right, and order the helmsman to steer a course closer to the islands. And in no time at all, one of these schooners pulls up alongside, far enough away that their mast won't be in any way in danger of getting entangled in the square rigging of your ship. And a voice will call across as a hefty-looking dwarf with a long braided beard sticking out from under his heavy oilskins and his big broad fisherman's hat. And he'll say, oops, where's my stuff here? He will say, ship ahoy there, boys. What are you at? What are you at and where are you to?
Copernicus, could you thaumaturgy the ship's captain?
Do what with thaumaturgy to him? For sure, I'm down, but I'm not sure I understand the
Just
brief.
a
Make him
booming
loud, I
voice.
assume.
Yeah.
All right, I will give the ship's captain a booming voice when he replies.
Well, initially he'll reply in confusion, not understanding what he has been asked.
I turned off his mic for a second. And then, like,
You're on
What?
mute. I can't.
What did you say?
they're Aldercovian. I think they asked where we're coming from and how we're doing and where we're going. Okay, you're back on.
Where do you come from? Where do you go? Where do you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. He will. Oh, I think your fan is like really buzzing in the background there. Your mic is
sorry.
cutting in and out.
Yeah.
Okay. He will hail back and say, the Felician vessel, Ivory Rose, bound from Dromardel to Ravenfall. Who are ye? And the man will reply, Tundra chases by. Your ship looked like it been through a ringer.
Yep.
There is a reason.
Copernicus,
Some
could you
Aboleth meat.
Yeah.
Copernicus,
Well,
could
really,
you
any
thaumaturgy
parts
my
of
voice for a
Aboleth.
moment?
For sure. I mean, and I will definitely crank up maximum effect on Morgan's voice.
I'm gonna do a performance. Standing up on the railing and hair flip. You should see the other guys. That's only a 6. Oh.
Aw,
But that's plus 8 though.
That's still pretty
He'll
good.
say,
that's pretty good.
He'll go, Jesus and Joseph. Oh. What? Why are you so loud? How are you so loud? There's magic there. I be Captain Joe Murphy. And he hooks a thumb over his
What a
shoulder
strange name.
at some of his companions and says, that's Barrett Robinsong and Maggie Good Morning and Awkward Dave.
Why do they call him
Awkward
that?
Dave.
You know, as you say that, he falls overboard and somebody fishes him out.
Ah, poor guy.
Nice.
That's not very nice.
What are you trading?
So we
At
have
which
a
point-
lot of
Good
Aboleth
question.
meat.
Yeah.
Baked goods and specialty meats, salted and ready.
Yeah, I imagine that the captain has probably put most of that, like salted down most of that meat and like barreled it just for food for the
Like
for
salt
the crew.
pork.
But he and like in like the blink of an eye, like Sir Godfrey wasn't there, and then somebody blinked, and then he's there at the rail.
Good.
Like just you wouldn't see him approach, but he's just there. He and the captain, of course, perks up and seems to grow like several inches as the two of them are like trade.
If it wasn't
start-
obvious, I wanted to make a bit of a show of force with the magic. It doesn't seem like it was necessary though. I just wanted to be like, huh? Huh? Okay.
Why? Don't mess with us. And of course they were like, Jesus, why are you two?
I am Joe Murphy. This is Awkward Dave.
Yep. I'm Joe Murphy. This is Awkward Dave. That's Maggie Good Morning and Barrett Robinson.
Turns out they're all high-level necromancers.
Well, have you heard about the night that Patty Murphy died?
Well, that's a night I'll never forget.
Right?
Turns out you didn't.
They immediately began talking about trade and will invite the two boat captains to come across. So Joe Murphy and then the captain of the smaller boat says his name is Danny Byrne, and the two of them come aboard.
Danny Byrne. Oh, Danny Byrne.
That's right. He's a bard. Got a bunch of pipes.
Of course he is.
Yeah, those pipes are always calling.
How come there's no one named Glenn?
Oh, there's more of them. There's more ships.
Yeah, that's his first mate.
they start talking trade with the captains. They've got fish to trade, of course, because they're fishermen, and that's basically all they got going on. But they're willing to like trade knickknacks, as usual. Um,
Trade,
uh,
fish, slay? Question mark.
Sir Godfrey, of course, has his usual strange knickknacks and magical gewgaws.
His oddly wobbly,
etc., etc.
jobby tchotchkes.
Jobby tchotchkes.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you have ever lived in Scotland.
Ugna
If you don't know what a jobby is, go look
doesn't.
that up. But in any case, is there anything you guys? They're just trading away. Is there anything you guys want to talk to these fishermen about?
I would definitely be curious to gather just information on if there's been any other kinds of attacks like this, or if the Sahuagin have been like active this way before. Just curious to compare notes.
You'll. So generally, Alina, maybe pull up another map for me.
Sure.
If you want to pull up the more detailed map of the north.
Not the one right around Mud Hollow, right?
Yeah, that'll do.
Okay, I think that zooms in
That's
enough.
the one. There is only the two, I think.
Yeah.
And I'll
bring it over
Yeah, I
a little
wanna
bit because I
get
needed to
over to
be
the-
at the furthest side.
Yeah. So the northern Sea of Evermere is called the Shadow Coast because it tends to be fairly dangerous, and the fishermen in Aldercove don't tend to go far out beyond the islands because in the deeper ocean and all along the north coast, it's particularly full of monsters and magical storms. So yeah, absolutely, they're like, yeah, you got to hug the coast when you come around here. You got to know the monsters are out there and take great care. When they hear about the Aboleth attack, they'll be quite impressed, and there'll be various Tundran Jesus, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.
Is
Oh, no,
Aldercove?
I'm sorry.
Is Aldercove like close enough to Ravenfall that like for the pit fight it would be people from Aldercove might come if we like really got
Oh yeah,
buzz going?
yeah. Actually, switch back to the other map of the north, Alina,
Yep.
and you will see
Aldercove?
that Aldercove is actually closer to Ravenfall than Mud Hollow by quite a bit.
Mud Hollow's all
It's
the way
in
over
fact,
here.
it's in fact once you kind of get past the islands that you're passing right now, you're kind of within that that bay, all the rest of the way up to Ravenfall.
Can
When
I
do
give
I
the help
land?
action to Morgan for like Morgan to do some fight promo to like tell all of Aldercove, and like I think like the messaging that Perny's gonna like do to like set her up to like make the big pitch is like the Aboleth fight was the warm up fight to get to the real fight, which is gonna be in the pit at Ravenfall.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
I
Yes,
think
indeed you can.
I think we could do that pitch, and I think we could even. I'd be interested in negotiating sending a good storyteller from our ship's crew
Ooh.
to throw them some coinage to go tell tale of the fight that happened,
Yeah.
and then meet us in Ravenfell.
Someone to go like with the fishermen back to Aldercove, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that
Legit.
that might be something that you'd have to pay a bit of coin for, because I mean, none of the crew particularly want to have to travel overland.
Nobody
but,
wants to go to Aldercove.
I'll
More to the
invest.
point, it'll take them like several days to get to where you're going to be like tomorrow.
Yeah, but I figure we're not doing the fight tomorrow. Like I figure we're promoting
No.
for like a week
Yeah.
or something.
No, but the point being that they're like, well, I don't want to have to take. I want to be in Ravenfall. I don't want to have to take several days to get there. But if you're paying them,
Yeah.
then it's
I
a
think we
different
could
story.
we could pay for a Gabber to take a little
Actually-
detour, get some drinks covered.
In fact, actually, when you bring this up, Sir Godfrey
Ooh.
will pop in and say, "Well, actually, I have exactly the device you would need for this," and he produces a little golden ball, and then he pushes a finger on the top of it. There doesn't appear to be a button, but when he touches it, it splits open. But rather than just being like a mechanical two halves, it becomes like a mouth. And it starts to say, it starts to basically do an ad voice, and it says, come one, come all to Sir Godfrey's Wibbly Wobbly. I don't remember the rest of it,
No, God, no.
but
I don't think Wibbly Wobbly is actually a part of
anyways.
that. I think that's the only part that Ugna remembers.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was.
Is
What
it?
was
I think it was oddly waddly.
Oddly
Oddly
Wobbly. It
Wobbly,
became
that's
Wibbly
what it was.
Wobbly. Good.
Timey
But in
wimey
it-
stuff.
In any case, the actual ad lingo
Actual name.
that you had thrown in there. And he stops it and he says, we can change these to whatever sort of advertisement you want, and then you don't need to send anyone. And these are very reasonably priced.
Perny,
Yes.
do you think you could cover that cost?
Well, of course. I'm happy to be an investor for 0% equity. Let's do this. I just think this is fun.
Yep.
Um,
So Sir Godfrey can hook you up with a couple or a handful of these little spheres, and you feed it a script of what you want it to say, and then it'll do like the big hawker voice.
Tromlin, would you like
Sunday, Ravenfall, the fight of the century, Kangar, the Strangler.
Tromlin, would you like
Horses.
to get in on developing the script with me? And
Sure.
then we can do a combined performance roll,
Ooh.
maybe?
Yeah,
Of course.
give me a
Hell yeah.
performance roll with an aid action. Sounds good.
And guidance as well. So
Yeah.
I will. I think I'll guide myself because I think he might be better at that than me. I've got other stuff.
So you've got I think your performance is comparable.
Okay.
Actually,
My
yours is better.
performance is a plus
Oh.
7.
Ugna's is, Morgan's is a +8, so you're pretty,
There you go.
pretty
Ooh.
So
comparable.
I'll aid. Well, makes sense. Like, my job is not so much to perform.
Yeah, you
cover.
got the better persuasion deception stuff.
Yeah.
Morgan has the better performance. So Morgan, make a roll with advantage and roll the 1d4 guidance bonus.
That was
Nice.
first one was a 19, second one was a 2, so
Let's go
glad
with
it
the
wasn't
19.
disadvantage. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a +3 on my D4.
Nice.
Nice. So that's
31?
30.
Oh
30
my
no,
God.
30. 19?
19
Plus
plus
19
3
plus 8?
plus 8.
Ni- Yeah. So 27 plus 3, 30. A dirty 30.
Nice.
The
I'll
dirtiest
give
of
the.
dirty.
I'll also give up one of my little wardrobe containers and have it spritz with my little perfume, and that'll be like the little platform that it gets
Put it
presented
in a box that you open up and then
So fancy.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Little
So, yeah,
little bit of flowers.
Sir Godfrey can make a few of those, and yeah.
Is
Oh,
it one
man,
of those
this is
ads
great.
where, like,
I haven't
after
had
10
this level
seconds
of
of it
promo.
talking... Sorry.
This is great. I haven't had this level of promo before for any match. It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna fill those stands.
Hopefully.
But you were saying?
Oh, I just after 10 seconds, does one of those little floating X's come up so you can quiet the ad and stop it from running?
Okay.
No, but the you're giving these to the fishermen to kind of spread around, so I'm sure that if they get sick of it, they'll just close the box.
Okay, nice.
Also,
So
you
that's
saw
the ad blocker.
Yeah,
Sir Godfrey just like closed it in his hand when he wanted to cut it off.
nice.
Um,
Oh, and to the end of the ad, can Perny just add one of those, like, almost like the disclaimer at the end of an ad where it's like, some proceeds will benefit the fallen crew who got us here.
Good.
just for funsies, Randy, did you want to roll your god today since it's a new day?
Ooh.
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Just curious.
New day, new deity.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll as a reward for returning the ad bots, it'll be like a signed illustration of, well, I just have a bunch of them of myself, but we
Turn
could
this
work on the
in
other
for-
people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Turn this in for fight exclusives.
Mhm.
A sweating
Signed
bag.
like Ugna and Kegar.
And 1-3.
13. A good default. Timora.
That's always good.
Good old Lady Luck.
Lady Luck.
Worshipped widely, particularly in the major cities of both the north and south. Goddess of good fortune and those who take risks. Sister of Bashaba. Symbol is a silver coin with a shamrock on it.
Nice.
How perfect for these Aldercovians as you show off your little shamrock symbol. They all speak Newfoundland Irish at you.
Mhm.
No, they don't. It's a dead language. But
Can I do a little... What's the 5th edition version of Appraise if I want to, like, poke through their goods and just see if they have anything interesting besides fish to sell? Or is it just fish?
you could ask. You've got like an expert with you.
Oh, that's true.
Sir
Yeah,
Godfrey
I
has
will
a
lean on the
specific power.
talents of- Yeah, I will lean on the talents of Sir Godfrey to see if he... But then he might buy it before I do, and then I have to buy it from him at an increased price.
Almost
So
certainly.
I would like to roll alongside him just in case I can, like, poach something before he does.
Yeah, so basically his appraisal feature gives him the identify spell as a ritual, but also he can just make appraisal checks. So I will make, what I'll do is I'll make a roll for him, but I'll give him advantage from your involvement.
Okay.
You're sort of aiding each other.
Yeah.
All guidance, Copernicus.
think I'm
Godfrey's
looking for-
making the roll though.
Yeah, I think looking for the Godfrey. Unless, can I make my own, like, separate investigation check or something to see if
Sure.
I can... Alright. And I'll take the
Or do you-
guidance on that. Thank you, Kai.
Okay, so no guidance on Sir Godfrey?
Yeah.
Okay, he has an 18.
Ooh, I beat him.
total.
With the guidance, I rolled a 1, but then a 12, and then I have a plus 7, is a dirty 20.
So your investigation isn't as like specific to appraisal,
Yeah.
but you can at least kind of like watch for any sort of like, shenanigans. But he's not doing any. He's he's sort of doing this as like a helping you appraise a thing, not specifically for himself, but like keeping in mind that they don't have much to trade other than fish. So appraisal wise, there's not a lot to be said. There's some of the stuff that they've caught is like maybe a little more valuable than others.
What about,
From the fish.
like, any kinds of, like, hooks or lures for my rod?
Ooh.
I mean, if you want to trade for that, they aren't particularly thinking that way for the trade because they use that stuff. But like if you're
Yeah.
like, I wouldn't mind buying.
Yeah, I think
lures
it'd
off
be cool to have, like, an Aldercovian line lure and
For
a hook.
sure.
I think that'd be a fun
You're,
little
you're all
souvenir.
about
Well, they've
fishing.
got like one of those little like very Canadian small town gift shop. They've got like spoons that have that say Aldercove on them.
Nice.
With like a little at the top of the handle of the spoon is a little plastic
Orange
tchotchke
toques.
of like a fish. Yeah, a fish with a toque on.
Good.
Orange Dukes abound.
A
All
fish with a
Covian
toque and a
cod.
bottle of screech. Yep.
Yep.
And it says Aldercove. Cod save Aldercove.
Oh, no.
Something like that. Yep.
Excellent.
Nope, they will happily trade you for some stuff like that. Anything else you guys want from these guys? Do you want to talk to them about get information out of them at all?
I want shiny things. So I'll grab
Yeah,
a
we got a
cute
lot of that.
trinket. I
But
want
you can
something
get some-
cute.
Yep, you can get one of these spoons. Start a
Nice.
collection.
Mm-hmm. Lord knows I need them.
Get one of those like carved wooden maple leaves with pegs on it to hang them from. Have the spoons.
Would that be an alternate resource for sorcery points if I run out?
Nope. Anything else you want to talk to them about?
See if they know of any hot mermaids in the area. Non-hostile ones.
Hot mermaids in your area are looking for.
Not
For
so
you.
much.
Looking to spread your net, look for some hot mermaid action.
Oh my god.
Have we figured out what the deal with the music was with the Swahagan?
Yes.
Right.
So the Swahagan were calling to each other, and it sounded kind of musical.
Okay.
But the people who threw themselves overboard were probably being controlled by the Aboleth.
Right.
Okay.
So we
So
didn't
that's
have
just-
to
it was
plug our ears with
coincidence.
wax.
Yeah, it was coincidence.
did
The
anyway.
fisher or the smuggler's crew were like familiar with things like sirens, and they were like, there was a strange eerie noise, and people threw themselves off the ship. But they never saw the Aboleth.
Got it. I don't think I have any questions.
Ugna's just happy to be there.
Because these guys are local. No?
Wasn't there
What? I
something
mean, what? I guess
weird?
local news.
Yeah, was there something weird with Port Evermere? Wasn't that where the tower was supposed to be?
No. The tower was just in the middle of the sea.
Gotcha.
Evermere is just the sea between the two continents.
I'd be curious to know like
You
just
don't-
what the local.
you don't know
news
where
is.
that was.
Because
What's
like
that?
there's just so much stuff happening everywhere that's bad. I just wonder like what is there any bad stuff happening in Aldercove right now? How are you guys doing? How you been?
Any
Not-
Where you at?
fungus? Any fungus among us?
So you asked them about purple fungus, and one of them will give you an odd look and say, what about purple fungus? You seen something?
Looks like kind of
Yeah.
like coral on living creatures.
That's a strange coincidence. Young William Marish was talking about some kind of weird purple fungus on the trees in the wildwood.
That's
Ugh.
bad.
Getting very dangerous to travel out there. These roads out to the elves aren't taking trade no more. Actually,
that's something we need
keep
to
the map
address.
up, please,
Oh,
Lena.
yep.
If you want to switch
Switch
back
back over?
Just because he's talking about.
No, bring us
Areas.
in on the Wildwood.
Yeah, if you
It's
want to
up
like
here.
move it more left, if you can get right to the edge to the left side of the map, would be cool. Cool. So he tells you that the elves are no longer coming to trade in Fenwood. And this doesn't mean a lot to most of you, but Copernicus in particular, having been widely traveled, will know that the wood elves who live in the wildwood, hence the name, tend to come out through the fens to Elfmere, which is named Elfmere because it's the lake the elves come out of the mists to Fenwood, where they trade with the mortals. And the Aldercovians tell you that the elves have stopped coming out of the woods to trade, and the road west is getting kind of dangerous. So there's not really any point in heading out to Fenwood anymore because you can't really do much trade. You can maybe sell fish to the folk of Fenwood, but it's not really worth it since there's not much of a market with the elves not coming and trading anymore. And as that discussion occurs, the other captain, Danny Byrne, will chime in and say he's a little halfling guy, and he'll say, "Oh, that's right. They say there's dead things roaming the moors out west. Folk in Fen would shut their gates at night. It's
I
not
like
good going out there no more."
glance at Tromlin with a very concerned expression.
We're gonna have to go there. We gotta stop it. It's gonna spread if we don't.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The good news is we have information we can share.
Mm-hmm.
And a cure for that like fungus stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, the fungus stuff doesn't. They don't have any connection with the dead. So the fungus. If you ask further about the fungus, he'll say, "Well, just the other day, young Will Marish was cutting firewood just up the river towards the Wildwoods. Says he saw some kind of funky, weird purple mushrooms, bracket mushrooms or something, growing on the trees that ain't never seen before. But just that one little clearing. I
Can
I
I
haven't
get him
heard
to
anything
draw on
like
a
that
map?
from anybody else.
Can I get him to draw on a map where he saw it so that we can?
He doesn't know. He would say, he says up the Alder stream, which on the map that you can see right now on the stream, you can see where Aldercove is, and there's a little river that Aldercove is at the mouth of that goes up towards into the hills and the wildwoods. So up there. But he does say that if you were in town at any point, he could introduce you to Farmer Marish and his son Will, and his son Will could tell you exactly where he saw it. But as they said, the road's getting more dangerous. It's not super safe to travel the west road to Fenwood.
Oh, that's fine. We killed an aboleth. I think anything on the road's gonna be fine.
They're all still like, they kind of like smile and nod every time you mention killing the Aboleth, because they're sort of like,
Sure
right,
you did. Sure
right,
you
an
did.
Aboleth.
Yeah.
It's
Uh-huh.
like
Aboleth.
it's like saying yeah, I went out, saw a kraken. It was no big
It's
deal.
fine. Yeah.
You know, they're just like, yeah, right.
You saw a real big
Aboleth.
fish and you thought it was an aboleth. Uh-huh.
An Aboleth in these waters. Yeah, these bunch of lubbers thought they fought an Aboleth. It was probably just a big squid. Every once in a while, you net one of the big ones.
Indeed, you do.
One of the others, Maggie Goodmorning, who is sort of a tiefling-esque halfling, heavy set with curly hair, but basically just looks like a halfling with like tiny horns and like ever so slightly weird tinted skin. And she says, I heard that roads north out of Ravenfall aren't so good either. They say that the wood elves have abandoned the woods around there. They say you can't go up to Northold no more.
Is it dead guys again, or is it something else?
Don't never heard nothing about that. Just that the elves don't protect the road no more. I guess monsters and such. There's owl bears up in those woods and
Oh yeah.
worse. And you're like,
Betray a
no,
pet.
that's where I went. I went there to milk an owl bear, in fact.
The hard way.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Do you have any other questions or any other news you're looking for? They seem quite happy to gossip. They're not like looking for payment or anything for news.
I'm concerned about like this is more out of character, but we can try and do it in character. I think I want to talk to our group about like
Yeah.
do we think that there seem to be problems everywhere? Do we think that we can stop and handle this grove and that will help, or do we think that the level of urgency we're at now is that we need to gather our allies quickly so that we have a larger response than just what we can do with our hands and our might and our brawn and our brains and our magic.
Good point.
You didn't hear back from Dangolf, did you? Because we were going to send him a message, and he knows a bunch of people.
Yeah, you sent him a message by animal messenger,
It's only been a couple days.
and it's only been a couple days, so probably that message would be getting to him soon.
Okay. Yeah, because we could stop and deal with the grove before it spreads. If it is contained, like now would be a good time to hit that before it becomes a bigger thing. I think that's worth it. But
Yeah.
like the rest of it seems like it's probably too big to do as a stop. And I feel like we should we spend so much time putting out these little fires, we'll miss the big one that's continuing to grow.
Yeah.
Well, we know that
That is true.
that Necrogog guy was supposed to be doing something with them centaurs out in the grassy plains. But
It seems like he has his
Far,
fingers-
far to the west.
yeah,
Oh, I think you're muted. Morgan.
Could I get more information about what's going on up north in the ice waste?
Sure. If you mention the icy wastes, let's see which one. Barrett Robinsong, who is a kind of slight-looking, scrawny human. You could mistake him for a teenager, but maybe he's in his early 20s. Like ruddy-faced and wearing one of those just straight-up stalking two cats.
now I'm just picturing Shaggy from Scooby Doo, but like Newfie.
Yeah,
Wearing a
Basically-
oversized toque like a unfit condom.
yeah, like
Just
like half
The floppy nipple
half
top.
half that and half like Voyager.
Good.
And he will say, well, I heard a rumor that that there's some been attacks from them folk out in the hills out that way. Full
Which
on
folk?
attacks those them folks out in the frozen hills up there.
Which folk on who?
I don't know them folk that live out in the hills out there. Attacks on the city. Attack right on the citadel at Ravenfall itself. Pretty bold them raiders getting out there.
Are these the followers of Nihil?
Don't rightly know what that is.
Do they attack with blades strapped to their feet?
No, I don't know nothing about that. I just heard them folk out in the hills is getting right
I forget.
right crooked.
Were we
right
not
crooked.
supposed to talk to Nightshade? Is that bad? Does she hate us, or are we cool?
Oh, they say them hoity-toity folks out there in Ravenfall is not happy about her, thinking that she isn't doing enough to clear out them rabble in the hills. That's what I heard.
Because, like, if they attack the city, maybe she would know something about it, but if we can't talk to her, then I don't know what we're gonna do.
I think we can. Well, yeah, we can show up and see what happens. That's usually my plan.
Yeah.
And then run away if we need to.
Joe Murphy says. Now don't you be listening to young Robin song there. I just that old fairy queen out there in the Ravenfall. She's not gonna brook no raiders. That's probably just a lot of tosh.
Is that a fish?
And they start arguing. It's Codswallop. That's what that is.
That's definitely a fish.
Sounds tasty.
They start arguing about gossip. Oh no, I heard from what the heck was the name of the guy now? I've forgotten. The noble that runs Aldercove. you guys put one of his sons in a slave ship.
Yeah, we deserved. I don't feel bad.
Yeah, he was not good.
I'm just trying to remember what their last name was.
We didn't kill him, though.
One of our more chaotic good moments.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. It was a very, very chaotic. Too many folders.
Didn't we? Is he the one that we sent off with the Dragonborn?
Yes.
Oh no.
He was one of the two that was he was one of the two that was working to hire the assassin
Right.
to
come
go after Tromlin. Yeah.
Right.
Yep, that's why I don't
Scullies.
And
the
he was rude
Scullies.
to some women at the brothel. So
Yeah, he was
don't
very
forget.
violent towards some sex workers that
Yeah.
worked for my adoptive
Yep.
mother.
and we
so.
were like, oh hell no.
So you'll probably catch the name and be reminded when Robin Song says, "No, I swears, my cousin Luke was listening in when the maid to Baroness Scully was talking to one of them other ladies, and they were saying how them nobles out in Ravenfall's all right crooked about their countess out there." And it does in fact click. You're like, Scully, where have I heard that name before? Or at least it
Oopsies.
will with Tromlin and Copernicus for sure. I'm not sure that Raven wouldn't know it, and the other two of you, or Morgan wouldn't know it, and I think the other two of you are just do not care about the names of those
Like,
weirdos.
whatever.
Nope.
Human names.
Especially if it starts with Lord or Baron or Count
Yeah.
anything. But Copernicus and Tromlin, that definitely twigs. Tromlin in particular, because you're like, oh hey, Scully, wasn't that the name of the guy who tried to hire someone to kill me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of not the sort of thing
Weirdly,
you forget.
I commit those names to memory.
Oh, wonder why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so Copernicus, you are aware that Baron Padrick Scully is the Lord of Aldercove.
Got it. Baron Patrick's.
And it was one of his many sons. He has like 7 sons.
Did he marry somebody called Diana Mulder?
Nope, but now I'm going to work that in now.
Good.
There's definitely going to be something's coming with Scully and Mulders. No, Scully is literally just another merger of Game of Thrones houses.
They're witch hunters. They have the hex files.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh.
Oh,
There it
good,
is.
good.
Oh, I
Okay,
love
hang on,
it.
Good.
slow down. I got to make notes.
What do they have against witches? God.
I mean, they live next to
Chris-
one.
It's an Aldercove.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nope,
Yeah.
this is...
Ravenfall is like
It's tough.
full of witches.
All right. Now forget you heard any of that so I can use it effectively in the future. All right. Yeah.
That's some
Any-
good hot goss. I appreciate
Any further fisherman
Hot
gossip that
fish
you wish
goss.
to fish for?
it. I think I'm all good.
I think so.
That's the name of the episode is Fishing for Gossip.
Indeed.
Go.
Nice.
Fisherman's gossip. Fisherman's friends. It's good.
It's the news,
Um,
chum.
Oh no.
You can't use that though because you just used a chum pun for a type
Yeah, but it's really good.
a couple episodes ago.
The Sooth is out there. That might be next episode title.
Oh,
Nice.
at some point.
That's really good.
So, you do this trading. You pay some of the fishermen to take these talking orbs with them and spread them around town and spread the word about the big match in Ravenfall. Maybe you put on a little like sort of exhibition, not like an actual match, but like just sort of these are the two who'll be fighting. Look, it's Ugna the Bonebreaker
Hey.
and Kangar the Strangler.
Showing people what you
Bone
can
Crusher,
do.
sorry,
so you're
Bone
amazing.
Crusher.
Yeah. Okay, let me see if I got this straight. We're gonna go to Ravenfall. I gotta do the match, because we did a lot of advertising for it, so I guess I gotta show up. We gotta do all the honoring of the guys who fell. Maybe when we're there we can talk to Nightshade, if she doesn't hate us and doesn't kick us out of her city. and then we can find out more about what's going on with these dead guys. Is that what we're doing?
Seems reasonable to me.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. You were also talking about checking out this this forest glade up the river from Aldercove. I don't know if you
Yeah.
want to try and do anything with that. You could attempt to do something like that remotely. So,
Yeah.
for example, Fetid can do the beast senses and like go check things like as the bird flies is pretty significant.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah, why don't I do that? That seems like a good compromise.
Has
And with-
the sending stone been received? Answered?
Yeah, actually, well, let me do this thing with Fetid, and then I'll move on to some other things that are going to happen here before the end of
Ooh.
game.
Cool.
So Fetid,
Yes.
I'm going to get you to make me a survival roll to do some sort of pathfinding as you basically, given the directions that it's a glade up the river from Aldercove,
A little
and then
vague,
being
but
in the body of a seabird, you can do some rangery hunting about and try and locate this place.
okay, that is an 18.
Nice.
18 total?
Yep.
Good, good, good. Okay. Right. Oh, that's why it's so high. It's you have survivalist. You have survival expertise. Yeah, that's probably good enough. So you basically fly over the islands towards the harbor of Aldercove, which is a town largely built on rocks. The land here drops sharply away into this harbor area or this bay area that has a number of islands in it that are all very rocky, steep-sided islands. And the shore itself is rocky coming down the slope. There's no real beach here, so instead, all of the buildings have been built on magically created poles or directly on the rocks that are sticking out of the water. So it's a town of lots of gangplanks and walkways between buildings that are suspended up on poles or rocky outcroppings. And the only buildings that are sort of fully on the land are along the banks of this one stream, this one small river that comes down out of the wildwood. And then, of course, there's loads and loads of piers and a central jetty built out with lots of small fishing boats around them, as this is primarily a fishing town. And the mouth of the river is quite easy to find, and you follow it back up towards the hillside. There's, of course, a huge wood and stone bridge over the river, which the Great Ring Road crosses to head on down south on towards Dwemmerdale. And beyond the bridge, the land gets very wild and scrub-like. Before the bridge, up to the bridge, there's actually some farmland, a little bit of farming near to Aldercove. And then beyond that, it's all just totally wild, scrub and waste. And then it builds up into the actual treed-in forests. The trees come down the river valley a ways, but it's a lot smaller. The trees of the wildwood are quite like huge and ancient. It's very like sort of a Scandinavian pine forest, like taiga. And you manage with a little bit of circling to find near where the river heads off into the trees to find a glade, a clearing that has access down towards the riverbank, which you guess is probably a location. You actually spot with your sharp bird eyes some signs of woodcutting, signs where some people have cut down some dead wood in the area, a few standing dead trees, and you come in for a closer investigation. Why don't you roll me an investigation check? And I will give you advantage on this for your bird senses.
I don't need it because that's a natural 20.
Ooh. Ooh.
Nice. Okay, you quickly manage to spot. So you're going to get a bunch of information then. You do indeed spot some traces of the purple fungus.
Okay.
There isn't tons of it. There's like a few specific trees here and there near this clearing that have the purple fungus growing on them.
Okay.
Those trees are among the dead standing trees. So all of the trees that have purple fungus on them are dead. Except
Undead?
one. You find one tree with purple fungus on it that is in the process of dying. It is not yet dead, but you see like leaf rot on them, and it's starting to die.
Okay.
But it's pretty sparse. It's not like the woods are sick. It's like that
Right.
tree and that tree and that tree
Okay.
have signs of purple fungus growing on them.
Hey, guys, I'll be right back. My child's crying. Hold on.
Okay.
Wait. Oh no. D&D makes me sad. Okay.
So do we want to do an immediate detour to deal with the trees, or do we think we've got enough time to like? I think we can touch base in Ravenfall because it's not so much farther from Ravenfall to the trees as it is from Aldercove to the trees, right?
No, in fact, from the ship, from where you are, out from Aldercove, sending Fetid by bird, it's about the same distance as it
Oh.
would be from Ravenfall
Right.
itself.
Nice.
Right? If you look at you saw the map up?
Yep.
Yeah, I would say it's maybe a tiny bit shorter from where you
Right.
are than from Ravenfall itself, but not by much. And probably the whole sort of out and back trip by bird for you, Fetid, is going to be like several hours.
Okay.
But you'll be able to come back and rendezvous with the ship and report in.
All
So you
right.
drone
So-
pilot a bird.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
Well, actually, either that or you can return back instantly by just going, good enough, I'm done, and
Bye,
release
bird.
the bird. And then
Yeah.
you're back in your own body.
I think that makes more sense. The bird will appreciate getting a break, I'm sure.
Sounds good.
Well, then, yeah, I think if we touch base in Ravenfall to like make first contact with Lady Nightshade and maybe like pick a date for the match, then we can do a little day trip
Yeah.
out to
Yeah, that
roast-
seems like a
go
reasonable
roast the grove.
compromise.
Plus, Nightshade's really like good at stuff, so like maybe she already knows what's going on,
True.
That's true.
or she can like do something about it, or give us something to help maybe.
Is she good at stuff, Copernicus?
She is a very remarkable and capable woman, and yes, very.
How much detail does Copernicus give?
Well, first of all, as a character with the like socially oblivious flaw, I think I should roll to see if I even understand what I'm being asked.
Mhm.
So here we go.
I
I'm
think
gonna
I
roll
need 2
insight
rolls.
with disadvantage. What's my DC?
Not too hard.
Oh, 14 and 12 on the die, and I do have a +2.
Yep, that'll do it.
All right.
So you realize what you're being asked. Now roll again to see if you realize that you probably shouldn't give all of the information being asked.
All right.
Same roll.
Wait, is this with disadvantage or no?
Yep, same roll.
So that's a 4.
Okay. In that case, yes, you realize you're being asked about sexual things, and you don't realize that maybe you shouldn't.
Well, I wouldn't want to kiss and tell, but then again, we really didn't do much kissing.
Oh, really? Like, what did you end up doing?
Well, our mouths were busy with other things and other parts, and I think, yeah, I mean, I don't know how much Perny would probably not go into a ton of detail just as a basic thing out of like he does have like a basic respect, not just like what he should and shouldn't do, but he's just not the kind of guy who would do too much. But I think he'll make a couple of allusions
like-
to certain
He'll
activities. and appetites.
euphemize. He'll use he'll use
You're like
euphemism.
old timey
but he won't-
euphemisms. You're
Yep.
like, oh, you
Yeah.
ever heard of finding one behind the pig barn?
Well,
I'm
for-
weaponizing my persuasion to get as many details as I can out of this man as possible.
All right. What
Okay.
am I? What's the role here to see how badly I
Let's
a
see
bad way
what
to do it.
Morgan rolls on a persuasion.
I rolled a 12, and that is plus
That's a
8.
dirty 20. Yeah.
Ooh.
Copernicus
real
rolled.
dirty
I'll
20.
bring out a little treat to distract you every time you're like considering like, oh, maybe I'll be like, oh, have you had one of the scones? They're really nice. And then what did you do?
Roll me an insight for Copernicus. You don't need
Just-
disadvantage on this one, just a straight
Okay.
normal insight roll.
That's a 12.
Total?
No.
Yeah. So
Nice.
Who
basically,
knows?
within reason, the usual rule of thumb for social rolls is that players can overrule what the dice are saying for what they want their character to do. But the basic premise here is that Morgan is going to get a lot of information about the interactions.
Well, you know, we
My-
made the beast with 2 backs, and then we had sex.
Oh, the beast with 2 backs is like the worst euphemism. All I can picture is
Yeah.
a couple of turkeys. Ugh.
Interesting.
Except literally, it's probably like the beast with like 5 backs or something. Because
In their case, they
Some sort of
literally created a
demonic
monstrous chimera and then
Yep.
fucked.
One of
Had
the-
2 backs.
Oh,
One of the portions of this interactions that I wanted was like, and is your wife able to perceive any of these things that are going on?
I may have put a blanket over the bucket.
Isn't it an interesting question, though, actually? Because wasn't the story that Copernicus hooked up
Oh,
with?
Yeah, but I think
He
it was
was not actually haunted yet at the
Yeah,
time.
I think I wasn't haunted yet. I think that is the
You-
story. as
You
told.
may have
Right.
still had you may have still had Barb's remains, but
Yeah.
not like because
Nightshade
the
was your
story
rebound.
Oh boy.
Yes, Nightshade was
no.
Copernicus's rebound.
Ooh.
And
Yeah.
it was the relationship with Nightshade that led to the haunting, or at least
Oh,
was one
boy.
of the triggers thereof.
It woke her
Yeah,
from
yeah.
her slumber.
And also, like, Perny was not immediately after Barb's death. He was not a warlock yet.
Mhm.
He was kind of like he thought he was filling out a scrapbook, and what it was a program to make him a warlock over time, so that he could live long enough to finish the bucket list.
Interesting, but also I've done a lot to not know out of character stuff. I want to know what I will know in character because
Well,
she doesn't
yeah.
know exactly how haunted. If it's just like my wife's ashes are in the bucket, but it's also haunted. But like, is she able to perceive things?
okay,
Is
so
she
yeah,
like?
Oh, yeah.
Are you in
Don't ever
communication
try
with
to look
her?
at it.
I think what
Are
we get
you-
on the 20 is like you would get that like at some point Perny would say a couple things that would make it sound like he didn't know magic yet, but that he was like learning it.
I will say, regarding
and I think-
Barb, though, I think it becomes very clear very quickly that Copernicus does not think of Barb as being gone. Like, he will definitely talk about Barb being aware of things. But when you push about, but it seems like Barb wasn't at the time, like either he wasn't with Barb or Barb wasn't perceptive or whatever.
Mhm.
During the time that he spent with Nightshade. I think that's
But-
what you'll get out of that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Because she's trying to figure out if like she's a ghost in the bucket. Hashtag ghost in the shell.
There's a ghost in the bucket. You're like,
Ghost in a
"Let's
bucket
realize
sounds
that."
like that discount VHS or DVD you found at Ghost in the Shell at the grocery
Yeah.
store.
That's so true. That's so true. Just the knockoff AMV.
From Asylum Pictures, Ghost in the Bucket.
Oh no. That's beautiful.
Yikes.
I love that. Yeah, like she doesn't know how present or not his
Yeah,
wife
you
is
get
at
the impression.
moment.
You get the impression that if she isn't around, like the ghost thing. I'm not sure whether. I guess you can decide to what degree Morgan thinks of it as a ghost, and to what degree she thinks that Copernicus is crazy, because he basically acts like and talks like Barb is still here and can talk to him and is like he doesn't refer to her in like past tense much.
I will add that I looked inside the bucket once and it drove me insane for a while. So there's definitely something spooky going on.
So you'll tell Morgan
yeah.
that.
You gotta feed it hearts sometimes, or like livers, something like
I definitely gave her some Aboleth out of just she'd want to try
Oh
it.
yes, yeah. You found some organ bits amongst the meat splatter.
Mm. Okay.
It doesn't sound like this is unusual. She's just like, of course, you gotta feed the bucket some hearts sometimes.
I'm just wondering how
Duh.
much she might like to socialize or not, if she can communicate. If she can
if you ask-
perceive and communicate. Yeah, she'll
That's
ask like
an in-character
if she
question.
can
Yeah.
if she can perceive and interact with you, how much so with the rest of us, and how much or not involvement would she appreciate?
You know,
She's
I-
interacting
we
with
do.
me.
Yeah, she's friendly with Tromlin, but she often comes on a little strong meeting new people. So I just pass along if she has any wishes to share. I'll pass those along, and otherwise she's sort of content to sit and watch. And she's also been a little aloof lately, just a little aloof. There was
I
an
just don't-
incident.
Does she socialize? Does she know that I'm here? Has she heard what we've said? Does she know of all of our accounts? Has she been along perceptively, or is she kind of like somebody who comes and goes?
She drifts in and out. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. More out recently than in. I think.
That's what she said. Wait, what? I'm like trying human innuendo out, and I don't have a good grasp of it yet.
That was a good one.
That worked.
You're like,
I don't
that's
have
what
a good
she
grasp
ate.
of it.
That's how it works, right?
That's what I said. Wait.
Okay, cool.
Did I say that? Wait, no.
Okay, cool. That's really good to know.
Out of character, I'm just picturing you trying to build some sort of like cell phone Ouija board.
Yeah.
So she can talk to us.
Drop a sending stone in the bucket and see what happens.
Ooh.
Oh no, I'm
No.
good. I'm good.
It'd be
No,
so
we're not
haunted.
trying that.
Trying
Really?
to teach an elderly person how to text.
Oh,
only they're
no.
also dead.
Speaking of which,
Oh my god.
as you're having this conversation, the stone in your cleavage, Morgan, goes
Oh,
vibrates. You're like,
pull
what?
it out. Hello?
There's like ripples. So no, you pull it out and there's text appearing on it
Oh.
because it's that kind of sending stone. And the ascending will appear, and it says, "This is Pudenza. Got your note."
Oh, great. Pudenza seems to be using her stone right now.
Oh.
Is any other information we want to pass along? Are we going to
Who's she
be
again?
Well, you don't have to tell anybody else. Remember, this
Oh.
is your contact. The only person you've told, and in fact, I don't know if you would have given the name.
Oh,
So
okay.
Fetid sent the animal messenger with the note and the stone
Mhm.
to like the location you described.
And I probably wouldn't have been paying very close attention anyway.
No.
Yeah, so it's up to you if you've given this name to anyone.
Oh, okay. Then I'll withhold it. Are we going to be branching off to the woods, or before going to Ravenfall?
I think we
Or-
decided that we were going to try and visit Ravenfall first, but if there's a compelling reason to do otherwise, I'm not against it.
Okay. Well, okay, let's go to Ravenfall, set up all that stuff. And I'm just wondering, like, what we're gonna do. Do we, like, soap and water the trees when we get
When
there?
there's always fire.
Yeah,
Like-
fire worked good before.
Like
Okay.
out of character, if a tree is dead, or diseased, you generally have to remove it
Yeah.
if you can't save it. So, and we can't really touch it because we're at risk.
Yeah.
So we
Okay.
basically just need to.
Oops,
Oh, we're
we
gonna
burnt down
plug-
the wildwood.
Yep.
Well, we might. Well, I mean, you can always remove all. Do a control
Yeah.
burn. My worry is the stuff in the roots as well.
Mm.
You do
Well-
have a potion
That's
that
true.
is supposed to
True.
cure that.
We need to make more of it though, and we are not alchemists.
Nope.
No, but you did leave a sample with it already with Professor Schnorp.
Yeah, right.
And he might be
Orpa is
excited to
supposed
know that there's another outbreak starting.
Yeah.
True.
And Nightshade might be able to brew us up something because she is a witch.
Also true.
I'm sure she'd also like to get her hands on this secret potion.
Mhm.
Morgan will scribe away at her sending stone. Destroyed an Aboleth, lol. Was badass. Might need fire fighters and fire starters, question mark?
A response comes back. These fighters of yours killed an Aboleth? Jesus. And then
No, they helped. It was mostly me.
what do you need the fires for? Is that for the match?
No, there seems to be some sort of infection in the woods that we need to get rid of. Threat to all.
I don't have
Totally
any
harsh
people I
vibe.
could send right now, but we should talk when you get here. When are you coming?
How much longer do you think till we get there?
Tomorrow, right? We're gonna make
tomorrow?
dock tomorrow?
Okay,
Uh,
I'll be like, making
I
dock
would say-
tomorrow. Please have.
Probably tonight, frankly.
Oh,
but I
tonight?
don't know
Okay.
who.
Cool.
I don't know who would have heard that. Ugna probably would not know that.
No.
Okay.
Oh.
Cromlin probably does. He's probably paid enough attention to the crew to know what your ETA is.
On way now.
Also, we'll get support.
Please, please, I need a hot bath.
Fair.
Please have that ready, along with lodgings for. And then she'll look at you guys and count. They're stinky and kind of like that. So my room separate, maybe? Question mark.
Yeah, you make these arrangements. You'll get like a sort of a general can do.
XOXO heart, and then she's gonna draw a butt. If it's like writing, she will like, or like whatever you write and it's not technically words, she'll like draw a sexy lady. But if it's literally only characters, she will use the languages she knows to
To make
emoticon boobs
Good.
at the very
Good.
least.
Morgan just invented emojis or
Some
or
ASCII art.
emojis.
The,
Yeah, I was
the early
just-
ASCII emojis.
Yes.
I was just
Look,
thinking.
it's a sideways 8. Wink.
This is how you get
Eh.
around the limitations of the sending spell, right? It's the
Mhm.
same reason. The reason emojis exist is because of the limitations of texting characters from old school SMS.
Yeah,
and
it's
so
specifically
this is
it's gonna
convergent
be
evolution, is what this is.
BDSMS.
bracket
Oh, God.
I, and then bracket period bracket period bracket.
Good.
Excellent. Yeah, so as the afternoon moves towards evening, you'll eventually see the cliffs of the Shadow Coast ahead, and one of the first things you will see, the huge towering citadel of Ravenfall up on the hills. And as soon as Ravenfall is clearly in sight, Copernicus, you will hear a booming voice that says, I am Dengalf, and Dengalf means me,
Sweet.
which seems to be what he always says. Hang on,
Sorry,
I'm counting.
you were you were talking, but the bird did do big stretch, so we have to say, ooh, big stretch.
Ooh, big stretch.
Mandatory.
That's
Big stretch.
It's quite mandatory. But I'm counting. That was only 7 words. So he will continue and said, I have received your message. Please tell me more about this dire threat. That's 20. It's 20, right? I think it's 20.
Okay.
20,
I'll try to
25,
count.
somewhere in there. That was 20, though.
I think it's 20.
Necrogog's power rising. Illithids on the loose. Zombie centaurs.
Bugs and cats
Everyone's
living together.
fucked. We must rally all powers in defense of land.
It's
Are there
25.
characters
I
left?
just looked it up.
Oh,
It's
okay.
25 words.
But
So he
I
finished with like
I too will try and
yes.
I'll use my last 5 characters to try out this emoji thing.
I'm gonna show him the equal signs bracket, and then the dash.
Yeah.
I say these characters out loud exactly as instructed.
I think it's 8 equal signs.
Yeah, it doesn't work at all for
Bracket.
It doesn't work
Yeah.
at all for
Oh,
for the
there's
sending
not
spell.
enough equal signs for
try.
me on this.
25 characters is not enough.
You try, but it actually interprets equal sign as 2 words. So you start doing it and it just doesn't work. He fizzles out. Run out of words. He will go to the effort of doing a second, and so you'll get another response that says, how soon will you come back to Mud Hollow? We must discuss these matters with my order and with the, I forget it. I think it was a Baron who runs Mud
Right.
Hollow. With the Baron and how would he put it? I had my brain to shut off and I lost the word, but whatever. Minions, nope. Representatives, I'll use that word. Representatives of the crown. That's his 25.
I'll say, the Baron is a dick.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. Oh god, I'm running out of characters. Arriving in haste after stop in Ravenfall to gather more allies.
Yep. Still got a few left.
Oh, I got
Yikes.
6 left.
Boobies, big butts.
Yeah.
Boobies, big butts. That was, and then before I could say Morgan or someone else, I read characters.
Tell me more of these boobies and butts.
Dangulf is interested in such things.
Oh no!
He does not do another sending.
Oh my
although
god,
I will
how
say,
many people have sexted via sending?
Oh no.
Oh, no.
You only get 25
Okay.
words.
You gotta make it count, and you gotta learn
Yeah.
emojis.
eggplant.
Peach, water drop, ocean wave,
So
champagne
Peter,
bottle, popping cork.
Woo.
Yep.
you would know,
Police car.
Peter, that,
Good.
welcome to Trash Heroes, new viewers.
Look, wizard sexed.
Wizards-
Canon.
Wizards, welcome to
CX.
Oh, I should
Wizard
have
God,
about
Dot
sex
got a
wizards.
URL that you can use, Jeff.
Where's
There's
the
gotta
comedy
be.
bit?
Wizards.
About sex
It's,
wizards.
The Sex Wizards comedy bit is one of Ross Noble's improvs, where he was, I don't even remember, he was talking about Hogwarts or something, and then he was talking about, and he'd been talking about dirty magazines, and he just combined it.
Mm-hmm.
But that led to the I got hot fat on me tits line, which is a pretty good one. About
I
doing
can't find it.
a naked sausage sizzle. So anyway, you would know though, Peter, that talking to the Baron would be the way to get word to the
Oh, I
king.
know. I just had to.
Yeah.
But that's why, like,
Yeah.
ostensibly, Dangalf is wizard to the city of Mud Hollow, and so
So he
he would
knows the Baron's
obviously be
still.
like, "I'm gonna go talk to."
Yeah.
I
get
got
it.
But also,
my boss.
he's also undeniably aware that the Baron is a dick.
Yeah. So
Baron Toby,
Ugh.
Tobias Greytower.
That fucker.
I mean, he's definitely not as much of a fucker as his sheriff or Tromlin's relatives, but still a fucker.
Oh well, that's like not much of a compliment, though.
Yeah,
Let's be
it's not a
honest.
high bar.
Didn't we steal
Not
the
a high
sheriff's
bar.
pants?
Yes, you did.
So, yeah.
Yes. Good.
No regrets.
I'm glad.
Or not the sheriff, but the well, I forget what his title is, but the city magistrate type guy who was whose name was Hog, as I
Right.
recall.
Yes.
Sometimes people call him boss.
Yep. Okay, boss. Yeah, so you're within sight of Ravenfall as these conversations occur, and within, like, well before sunset, you pull up into the harbor with this massive Loxodon ship and steer up to one of the major keys to tie off. Actually, I'm not even sure if you would. Probably they would stay out and drop anchor and send in the boats.
Mm.
But they can swiftly, boats make their way, little jolly boats, and you're rowed by a bunch of beefy turtles and loxodons to be dropped off on the pier, on the wharf side.
Can I get Morgan and Tromlin's help? Maybe picking out like a gift for the Countess Nightshade, like just a little. I know that we left under, like, I won't say bad terms, but just like I caused a kerfuffle and then ran away. A gift that says I'm sorry for causing a kerfuffle and then running away. I still think that your consort is a bit of a tool, but I understand that a boy toy is nice to have around. Something that says that.
All right. How about this? What are her favorite flowers?
Do I have any idea?
I don't know. Make me a roll. Let's see how well you. It's a long time ago.
Black roses.
Flat
I might-
intelligence roll.
I might be able to get this with the socialized roll too.
And Perny will volunteer more information about his time with Nightshade if you ask questions. Not even sure. You don't even have to ask relevant questions. He won't know that the questions aren't relevant if you want to plumb him for a little more information here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do you know her like favorite flowers, favorite
Position.
foods? Yeah.
No, we're not asking that. I'm not asking that.
So what should I roll here? Like just flat intelligence to remember, or let's do wisdom because it's more like noticing and being attentive.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. Yeah, make me a wisdom check. Make me a wisdom save. It's like it's the whole like
Oh, big stretch.
it's the
Nat 20 and a +5 because I'm proficient in it.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
You've never forgot it a moment
Perny's
in
an
your life.
attentive lover.
oh no!
Let it never
You know
be
what this
said.
means? You know what this means? It means that Perny has still got maybe a bit of a soft spot here.
Uh-oh.
He still keeps that stuff in his memory.
Listen, this having happened and me remembering it is not a sign of any lack of faithfulness. It's just a sign that it mattered when it happened.
Indeed.
The boundaries of your relationship are that between you and your partner.
Mm-hmm.
That does not mean it cannot expand otherwise.
Yes, you recall that lilies and other flowers that are common at funerals are very popular with Nightshade.
Okay.
But as are in particular things like hemlock.
Oh yeah, anything poisonous.
Goth girls.
And in fact, the namesake, the Atropa belladonna, lovely little purple flowers, the little purple bell flowers of the deadly nightshade. That is her
I have
namesake.
an idea. Grandpa, do you trust me?
I always do.
All right, then let me put together a bouquet. I think I have had to apologize my way out of enough things and seduce my way into a few things. I think I know what she might like.
I was going to suggest that perhaps an amulet of the deity that she worships or adores the most.
I think that would be
could
herself.
accompany it.
Thank you.
Possibly. What I'm thinking is some lilies on the outside, or lilies kind of in the center, lined with hemlock, and interspersed, if they exist in this world, cobra lilies.
Make me a roll, Tromlin.
Okay, rolling.
Just double checking what I think would be relevant here.
Step up, bud. Step up.
You roll this as a wisdom for now.
Can I aid with historian?
So good.
Actually, yes, because this is relevant to your own experiences. Or at least you're talking about this. I don't think you're not. This isn't a deliberate roll.
Okay.
So you wouldn't know to do guidance.
So
this
does
is like
aid
a thing that
give
occurs.
me advantage, or?
No, it's going to give you a bonus. But first,
+3.
I need it. Yeah, it gives you a +3.
Yeah, I made it 26,
Okay.
so I beat that DC 15
Yep.
hand.
Let's see, a 18 plus what?
+3 plus your wisdom if you haven't already
I
added.
added my wisdom into that.
Okay,
so
+3,
21.
21. Yeah, you're still like traveling with Sir Godfrey, who is an alchemist and has ability to make magical trinkets or make things into magical trinkets. So you could do something magical with this peace offering. If you were to speak to Godfrey, you could see what he has as an option.
Also, I don't think... I'm sorry.
I'm going to turn to Grandpa. Like, do you remember her favorite song?
Can I ride my 25 nat 20 to remember her favorite song?
You certainly remember. You wouldn't know like a favorite song specifically, but you just know the kinds of music that would be
orchard wailing while you fuck. That sort of thing.
I'm about the more goth girl this gets, the more I'm
a little bit of
like,
9 Inch Nails.
Hell yes.
9 Inch Nails, Deftones.
Yeah.
But like ancient, like Gregorian chants.
Okay, I'm going to go to
Gregorian funeral chants.
You know, you could give her a small vial of your blood, sweat, and tears, promising to deliver the rest of it later.
Ooh.
True.
That will make Grandma pissed.
Yeah, that might be a little severe.
Grandma's a little bit not around right now, but I still don't think I should.
No, do not, because when Grandma comes back, she'll know. Do not do that.
Also, can't witches do stuff with your blood? Is that a thing?
Yes, there's that too.
I know you told me don't give your blood to people, but like it's hard because sometimes people punch you in the mouth.
Mr. Godfrey, do you happen to have a music box that plays, and I'll describe the type of music?
All I can think of is the Goosebumps theme song right now. Dun, 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 dun.
He will say yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he absolutely has such things, such trinkets. Are you mentioning the flowers to him?
Yes, but I'll also ask him, like, do you have a way to enchant a vase
Ooh.
that
absolutely.
keeps flowers alive, even if the flowers feed off of blood?
He
Clover
does.
lilies eat insects, so
Yeah. He does have. He does indeed have an appropriate magical option that would effectively make the flowers undead.
Oh, she would like that.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yes, so he will. He is happy to negotiate a price.
Okay.
Yeah, and also I'm gonna say through the Perny net. Just at some point, I think it should be said that like he is an alchemist. He could probably help with our fungus vaccine, but I also think he would 100% privatize and Pfizer the hell out of it.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking let's not tell him about this.
I would also say you've got enough knowledge. I won't make you make the rolls, but you have enough like magical knowledge, skills, and arcana and all the rest to know that he's not that kind of alchemist. He's not a potion maker.
Okay.
He's a tinkerer. That's what he does. He makes little
tchotchkes.
He makes tchotchkes. So he wouldn't have the ability to do that. Schnorp is specifically a potion alchemist, and Glorpa, of course, is a crazy alchemy witch creature.
I love the idea that we'll have 2 different strains of vaccine that we'll be using to like.
Yes.
People can compare which.
You can call one of them, Glorpernda.
Yeah.
And then the other, and Schnorpizer.
Perfect.
Schneiser. Did you get the Schneiser?
Schneiser and Glorperna.
Yep.
There you go. We did it.
I got one of each. They say that might offer you the most protection, but I guess we'll see.
That's what I've heard.
And Grandpa, as a final gesture, I will pull out a nice piece of paper and say, "Write this with blood." Ready?
Oh, that's real romantic.
All right.
No,
Copernicus just starts writing this.
Yeah.
This
All right, start over.
with blood.
I was careless with your heart. I am sorry. I can never give you back the good times we had. So please take this beauty, which hopefully will last as long as you do.
The only thing I'm going to change, and you can maybe Perny will do this on the fly, so you can do perception to notice it. Is I was careless with your heart, though not with other parts of your body. That's the only thing that he changes.
Let me roll a d20 to see if Trauma knows. Trauma rolled a natural 20.
Oh boy.
He pulls out a new sheet of paper.
It's like, no, Grandpa.
Down.
No, Grandpa.
Because that's a 27. No.
I'm going to take that nat 20 as well for your sort of craft poetry roll here for how well you write this. So you come up with like a very flowery, well written.
Which he's immediately gonna know he didn't write, but still.
Listen, in some ways I made you, and you made this, but I can take some credit.
Yes.
The barest bit.
So
Trauma's doing this not just to help the group. Like Trauma feels actually bad for her. Like that does suck. Like being a rebound is not fun.
I mean, this is like Peter thinking about the situation, not necessarily Perny. I imagine that like we both knew what we were getting in this, and she's had a line of consorts, so I don't think it was like a deep wounding or anything. But I probably did not handle the Barb coming back and having to make the difficult decision very well. So I think an apology is owed, even if she's not particularly. I think she's more amused by it than anything else.
The principle of the thing.
Morgan's gonna guidance the beautiful writing, the calligraphy.
So it's going to be like a nat 20 plus, like an extra D4 on it.
Purdy wrote all that in blood, had to start over, like continues to drain blood.
starts to do a little of this,
a little woozy,
a little pale.
Eats a chunk
like
of
the
Aboleth.
Fifth copy, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you basically spend a few moments at the dockside looking for stuff. Find the flowers you're looking for. Sir Godfrey has, before you even like land, Sir Godfrey has made you the vase, little jeweled vase that will basically make the flowers in it undead, and play a little song uh, when commanded or when gestured at.
Ooh, for the reveal, you should send this in a little coffin-shaped box.
Aw.
Yeah.
Hell yes.
And you've written your note.
Yeah,
So
who
I think,
delivers it?
well, I think I just show up with it, but Perny always thinks that he can just kind of show up and it'll go okay. So you can tell him not to do that. But that's Perny's
How about
instinct.
I will go with you.
I think that would be well received. I hope that would be well received.
So, you've spent a few minutes in the market gathering, getting the flowers that you want, and whatever's available that does the job, and otherwise prepping this. While you've been in the market, I'd like some perception rolls. I'd like everybody in the party to roll me perception.
This is where I fuck this up.
Oh, no, don't worry about it.
I got a nat 20.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
yeah,
there we go.
And
Good.
I have a 26.
Excellent.
Nice.
I have 9. I am buying something from a food cart.
I am
14.
so stoked that you have never rolled well on a perception check.
Yes.
It's
No,
Yes.
I am
So
appropriate.
perfectly in
always,
character.
always doing something else.
16.
I just picture Ugna in any given scene while the party, like the music comes in, it's like dun dun, something's happening, and party members are noticing stuff, and Ugna is just whistling,
Yeah.
idly whistling,
Doing a little dance, looking around, looking at the sky.
like
Ooh,
doing the
bird.
thing with yarn where you're like,
Yep.
Morgan's probably only being attentive to like make her best entrance and be like, "Where's my light?
Yeah.
Where's the flow of traffic? Where will I make the best entrance?"
And then I missed Copernicus's.
14.
Okay, so starting at the top, both Morgan and Fedit are going to notice certain things, but both of them, while both of you notice these things, they mean more to each of you separately. So, which will become obvious momentarily. So, what you notice is a couple of people in the market crowd who are glancing in your direction, and they are people who are relatively well dressed. And they, one of them is carrying a fan, and another has like a handkerchief, kind of limply held in hand, and they are both gesturing, Morgan, to you, and you immediately recognize that they are members of your cult. You don't know either of them personally, but they are basically making a sign that Lady Direlust wants to speak to you immediately. Additionally, and of course that means nothing at all to Fetid. He just sees
Yeah,
some like
like,
floppy
whatever.
people waving their shit around. Weird.
Human.
Also, there are some filthy little scufflings in the shadows at the back of various tents and other sorts of stalls in this little quayside market. And in fact, Fetid, you spot the goblin with the lank black hair over one eye,
Oh, hey.
Oh, yeah.
who is none other than Trich Reznar.
Yes.
Good.
My buddy.
And you see his girlfriend, Brenda Yuri, behind him. And like deliberately coming enough out of the shadows to catch your eye,
Mhm.
and looking surprised to see you. Surprised, but like very excited to see you.
Okay.
And again, to Morgan, there's like some filthy little critters in the shadows there that are kind of staring
I
at Fetid.
put
I mean,
I
that
put
is
emotes
exactly what
of-
they are. So
I put
appearances are
emotes
not
pun
deceiving.
I put
Oh,
emotes
good.
pun intended in the
Yeah.
chat of our little guys. Want to kill my mom? Want to kill my dad?
in addition to these things, Morgan and Fetid also both notice, but farther away and less immediately of interest, but for other obvious reasons will be of interest. A raven with glowing red eyes.
Great.
Ooh,
Perched-
already. She
perched
doesn't waste
on
any
high-
time.
Like as though it has been set to monitor the harbor. And yeah, and I think that's oh, sorry, no, there was more. There's more. Also noticed by Fetid and Raven and Morgan, but also will be noticed by Tromlin, who's at least somewhat on lookout for this sort of thing. The guards around the periphery of the harbor seem to be taking particular notice of you. Not super unusual because they are like, oh, a Loxodon ship is unloading a bunch of stuff and stuff's happening here. But they're particularly taking note of the group of you. And one from two different areas, two different groups of guards at different parts of the harbor, an individual will break away from the group and go off immediately into the city.
Okay,
Don't
that's
love
my
that.
cue.
That's not great.
I will basically, as I go onto the ship to unload things, activate my tattoo.
I
And
would
I
be
will-
willing, if you want to retcon, I would be willing, since it is relevant, if you wanted to say you activated that disguise before you came off the boat, you could do so.
I mean, I know they're looking for me,
Yeah.
so I look like a plain human.
I would let them know that I have discreet lodgings
Ooh.
suitable to my tastes available and ready for when we arrive. So if we want
sorry.
to just
I thought
sneak
for a
off-
second you were talking back to the cultists. You mean
Oh, no.
the party?
Yeah, I would let them know that. Yeah.
Let's
So
just
if they
let's just
want to,
RP it. So more.
Yeah.
yeah. I've already made arrangements for where we can stay, if you want. There's room and board for everyone. Food,
Even me,
Cool.
of course. Why would I? Why
mean-
not?
because I'm filthy.
So
So
Phil
accepting.
pops his head up from around your shoulders because you thought you called his name.
Oh no, not you, buddy. Go back to sleep.
Eats a couple of your bugs.
yeah. So if you want to get there discreetly, or you want me to make a distraction so you guys can get escorted to that place and I meet you, you can do that. I don't know how
think
much trouble
that
you
would
guys
be-
have been in.
I think that would be wise.
Yeah. We're always in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, why don't I make a grand entrance then?
Okay, tell us
Sure.
where to go, and we'll run that way quietly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can
I'll,
follow
uh,
the
Geometry
trace
on the
and
grand
hopefully
entrance.
lose the guards.
Yeah, I'll let my buddies know via text or set out. Sorry,
I mean,
via
they're right there.
text.
You can just you can.
And I'll be like, these
use
ones,
your
take them
slut
away
pants.
discreetly. Yeah, please take them away discreetly while I make a distraction, and I'll organize a little bend and snap and gather some attention my way.
Yeah, I mean, you've got like a bunch of these like Loxodons and other
Oh,
things going around. You
sorry.
can make use of.
I'm neglecting. Yeah, the Loxodon beefcakes. I'll have them carry me down. Obviously.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, you can basically make use of casually mention to Sir Godfrey that as he's getting ready to march his bizarre caravan down the gangplank into the city, if you really want to do good business, maybe you should make like a big announcement as you arrive, and then you not seduce, but whatever, persuade some of the other Loxodons and Turtles and big beefy guys to like put a little to take one of the chairs and put it on some poles on their shoulders for you. And
Hell
so you have Sir Godfrey, and for those who might actually, I guess more Raven wouldn't necessarily know, but Sir Godfrey's caravan of magical salesmanship is in fact a bunch of constructs that look kind of like stone-looking like rhino bodies with no heads or tails, just legs, and they just walk, and they've got all of the goods like on them, and then they have like signs hanging on their sides. So he quickly has Timothy and Tomothy come rushing up to the front with trumpets and stick them into their, or no, they don't have trumpets. No, it's the Robin Hood thing.
It's just their
Disney's
nose.
Robin Hood. It's just their trunks with like flags hanging from them,
Oh.
and they do like a and announcing, and then like one of the magic voices pops up and is like, announcing Sir Godfrey's wobbly blah 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 tchotchke blah blah blah, whatever the thing is.
Yeah.
'Cause Lane doesn't have it memorized. I should make Peter say it every time. See if he can do it.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna get my notes up for this. Eventually, I'll learn it. Oh no, that was the one. That was the pun I made up for the attack. Sir Godfrey's oddly waddly trolley of motley godly gaudy tchotchkes.
Excellent.
Featuring Timothy and Tomothy, Godfrey's awfully toffee bowler hat bric-a-brac knick-knack lackeys.
Oh boy.
Yep. But they don't get
Good.
that, they don't get that call out
No.
for the announcement here, because this is about the sales. And along and on these like strange waddling like the Pink Elephants on Parade begins to play in the background as they as the Sir Godfrey the White Elephant, which of course is always been the pun, goes
He's no longer in the room.
leads his caravan down the gangplank, followed by a second fanfare, and then these Loxodons come down, all oiled up with Kangar in their midst, bearing the palanquin of Morgan the Satyr, and you make quite the row and quite the scene here. And so, did I hear that the rest of you are going to do a sneaky sneak?
Yeah.
Yeah, previous to this, I was
Yeah.
like, yo, I'll meet you at the pit later, Kangar, but I gotta go. And then, Tromlin, would you try to disguise Ugna?
I can try.
All right.
What do I need to roll?
Because I am
Yeah, you've
very
got disguise
conspicuous.
You've
I was
got your
gonna offer
disguise
to
kit.
drop
I
invisibility.
know, but I don't remember the
Oh, invisibility works.
You could use an invisibility spell, but it's also, then you don't have to worry about bumping into people if you just have a disguise.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Um,
true.
It is a tool roll with your disguise kit, which is based on charisma, I believe.
Oh, good.
So it's your charisma bonus plus
3.
your proficiency bonus. Yeah, and then the dice roll.
17.
So yeah, you basically just find like an old, one of the big cloaks that the Loxodon have, and like some, like there's lots of like Ugna-sized clothing on this boat, so it's pretty easy to just throw some furs and a heavy boat cloak on Ugna with a hood that you can throw
Hide
over
the
your pink
hair.
hair. Like you can basically do like a quick and dirty disguise and bundle Ugna up. And then I'm assuming, Fetid, you're doing like a pass without trace
Yeah,
to
that was gonna be my plan.
melt the group into the
Yep.
into the
I'd like to guidance Ugna's stealth.
You
Or,
should. I'm good. You may need Trey. I've got Trey on a lead, and I've like put a little collar on him that says Rover. But
Nice.
that's the best I can do for a dog disguise.
Let's just assume that Copernicus uses invisibility on Trey,
Yeah.
since that's the
Right.
obvious choice, and himself, or not, if
Yeah.
he doesn't want to.
Yeah, I'll do it on me too, and I'll float just above the crowd, so I don't have to bump.
But Ugna usually is Tromlin's designated stealth beneficiary,
Mm-hmm.
so Ugna gets advantage on stealth rolls.
Excellent.
So go ahead and make your stealth roll with advantage, Ugna.
Oh, amazing. Dirty 20.
And that becomes a 30,
30.
because of the pass without trace. And then I'll get the regular rolls from Tromlin and Fetid.
see here.
4 plus an 8 is 12 plus 10, only 22.
Ooh. Low roll from Fetid, which is still pretty damn good.
Yep.
9 plus 9, plus what?
10.
Plus 10 for me.
Plus 10, yeah.
28.
Oh, I forgot. Actually, both of you roll with advantage because
Okay.
of the distraction. I forgot about
Oh,
that.
right.
That was actually worse, so I'm still with a 22.
I am not. Let's see. 38.
Excellent. Morgan has pointed out these two individuals, one of whom appears to be a tiefling of some sort, the other of whom appears to be a hobgoblin of some sort, like a more human-sized goblin. Both of whom are dressed all fancy. One of whom has a fan with like feathers on the edge, and the other of whom was holding this lace handkerchief. They, having been pointed out by Morgan, will head off into the crowd together and lead you to a relatively unassuming looking stone building in a sort of area where mostly are homes and things like that, with a thatch roof. But they'll go into like the little narrow alleyways behind and between the usual medieval city sort of haphazard buildings. They'll lead you into a little alleyway where one of them will go up and tap on the stones in a particular staccato sequence, at which point a section of the wall will swing inwards, and they will lead you in to what looks like a very fancily appointed sex dungeon.
When Morgan gets carried off and is her moment to distract and shine, she'll announce, "We heard you were all so hungry for huge, massive Loxodon deals. It's serving trade, baby."
Excellent. And Sir Godfrey, beaming, will lead his caravan up the road to the marketplace with like the fanfare of music, sort of doing a "Follow us for deals, follow for the white elephant."
That's a 14 roll plus 8 for performance.
Your stream's got sponsored content now. If people are like, sell out.
All right, and that is where we're going to wrap it. So Morgan will come and find you guys, and we'll pick up there next time.
Awesome.
In the
sex dungeon.
In the sex cult dungeon.
I'm sure they're in the lobby area. Like, there's a place where people like put their stuff, disrobe.
It's still like themed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
There's various sized harnesses at different heights of the wall to gather.
There's like a big mosaic of those like flying phalluses. They have like little dragon feet and like wings. They're very cute.
Yeah, Bad Dragon wishes they had access to.
Okay, and that is where we will wrap it for tonight.
Awesome.
Okay, thank you, audience, for your attention to our shenanigans.
All right.
And let's do the roll.
Roll a d20.
We have number 10.
Number 10.
I will remind everybody that if you subscribe to the stream, not only do you get access to all the awesome new emojis that have been created. How many are there now? There's quite a few.
Yeah, we got a few.
There's quite a few emojis on the stream now.
That is MLIS Revenge.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's quite a few of them. But yeah, not only do you, as a subscriber, not only do you get access to the subscriber-only Discord and also all of the awesome emojis, but you also get to be entered in the draw every game for original artwork from our artists. And who was the name? Sorry?
MLIS Revenge.
MLIS Revenge is the lucky winner this time. For those who are curious, last time, since we couldn't do it on stream, it was Paul Twitch username who won. Okay. And yeah, anybody got anything you want to shout out as we wrap up for the night?
I will be streaming again this Sunday on twitch.tv/Altered Echo Archives. We're going to be playing our Cypher System game. We're still pretty early on in the story, so it's a really good point to jump in. I think we're at episode 7. And we just sort of finished the first character arc, or first story arc. So we're coming out of a mysterious underground layer under the city. Magic is happening. It's great. It's going to be a lot of fun. So join us Sunday, 12 PST, 3 EST.
Excellent. Anybody else?
I'll drop the link.
comicskingdom.com/Popeye. On Sundays, comicskingdom.com/olive-Popeye on Thursdays. Actually, Tuesday and Thursdays. And somethingpositive.net randomly.
Yay.
Yeah.
And of course, questionablecontent.net. Do you have
Yeah.
a .com?
I think do I have any .coms? I don't. Yeah, I think
Ask.golf.
I have unionrobotics.com and
Nice.
I have a couple .coms, but
Hey,
mostly funny URLs.
I just remembered that Butch Irk lives here in Ravenfall. We might see him
Oh,
again.
Butch.
I've got a couple of things coming up. I'm doing a show called Be Eat and Yeet, where there'll be some wonderful pinata fun if you're going to be in the Vancouver area end of May, start of June. And I'm also going to be doing a show along with Rumble that was part of the National Art Center's abolitionistics residency. And then also I want to kind of bring awareness to the attack on Indigenous sovereignty in regards to Indigenous children being under threat of being taken away from their communities. IWCA, I'm sorry, I'm blanking a little bit, has been under attack by the U.S. government. And it's just part of a larger thing going on in regards to, fascism. But otherwise, I just wanted to say, I know things are really rough right now. I just want to thank everyone for coming out and having some fun with us in the midst of all of this. They can be really hard to find, and it's really great to come here, get some hee-haws, kill some aboleths, make some dirty jokes, and just remember that we keep us safe. Make sure that you take care of yourself so they aren't pouring from an empty cup, and that the oppressive systems that we're working under are working so hard to silence us are counting on disconnection. So take time to take care of one another as well. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Remember, we're part of a very many to a very few pathetic billionaires. We got this. We're gonna be okay.
Excellent. And on that note, until next time, y'all. Thank you for joining us in our steaming hot trash.
Yeah.